The global economy has been shaped by events that completely changed how the world works. Some caused massive crashes, others sparked revolutions in trade and technology, but all left a permanent mark on history. Today, we're counting down the top 10 economic events that changed the world forever. Let's start at number 10. We're living through this revolution right now. Artificial intelligence and automation are transforming industries from manufacturing and finance to medicine and even creative fields. Tasks that once required hours of human labor can now be completed in seconds. This shift isn't just about efficiency, it's redefining the very nature of work and productivity. Entire sectors are evolving, and countries that embrace automation are pulling ahead economically. Meanwhile, debates around ethics, workforce displacement, and privacy are heating up, making this era one of the most impactful economic shifts in modern history. Next, at number 9, we dive into a financial revolution that challenged the very concept of money: the rise of cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies, starting with Bitcoin in 2009, introduced a decentralized form of currency, one that didn't rely on banks or governments. Over the 2010s, the ecosystem expanded dramatically, with Ethereum enabling smart contracts and blockchain technology supporting decentralized applications. This wasn't just a tech trend, it represented a philosophical shift in how value could be stored and exchanged. Cryptocurrencies challenged traditional finance, forced governments to rethink regulation, and created entirely new markets. It showed that financial systems could evolve outside conventional frameworks, and it opened the door for innovation that continues to reshape the global economy. Coming in at number 8, Europe faced a crisis that tested the strength of its shared currency, the Eurozone debt crisis. After the 2008 financial meltdown, several European countries, most notably Greece, Spain, and Portugal, were drowning in debt. Investors feared defaults. Economies contracted and unemployment rates soared. Bailouts from the EU and IMF came with strict austerity measures, sparking social unrest and political upheaval. The crisis exposed a flaw in the euro system: shared currency without coordinated fiscal policy. Beyond economics, it reshaped European politics, giving rise to populism and new skepticism toward globalization. Next, at number 7, the COVID-19 pandemic demonstrated how fragile and interconnected modern economies can be. The COVID-19 pandemic caused one of the fastest and most widespread economic disruptions in history. Lockdowns halted businesses, disrupted global supply chains, and caused millions to lose their jobs. Governments responded with massive stimulus programs, while businesses and consumers rapidly adapted to digital solutions. Remote work became widespread, e-commerce surged, and sectors like healthcare technology expanded at unprecedented speed. The pandemic revealed vulnerabilities and resilience in equal measure, leaving long-lasting impacts on both policy and economic behavior worldwide. Coming in at number 6, China's entry into the World Trade Organization reshaped global trade in profound ways. When China joined the WTO, it transformed global trade. The country became the world's manufacturing hub, exports surged, and hundreds of millions of Chinese citizens were lifted out of poverty. This shift altered supply chains, reduced costs for consumers worldwide, and established China as a global economic powerhouse. However, Western countries experienced job losses, trade imbalances, and rising political tensions. China's WTO entry not only changed trade patterns, but also permanently shifted global economic power structures. Next, at number 5, the 2008 global financial crisis showed how vulnerable financial systems could be. The 2008 financial crisis began with risky lending in the U.S. housing market. When the bubble burst, banks failed, stock markets collapsed, and millions of people lost homes and jobs. Governments intervened with large-scale bailouts to stabilize economies, but the crisis left a lasting impact. Regulations were tightened, and financial oversight became more rigorous globally. Beyond finance, it reshaped public trust, economic policy, and even personal behavior as people became more cautious with credit, investments, and risk. At number 4, the dot-com bubble reminds us that even innovation comes with significant risks. The dot-com bubble of the late 1990s was fueled by investor enthusiasm for internet startups. Companies with .com in their names saw massive valuations, often without sustainable business models. When the bubble burst, trillions of dollars in market value disappeared. Yet, from this collapse, the tech giants that survived, Amazon, Google, and eBay, emerged stronger, paving the way for the digital economy we rely on today. The dot-com bubble was a lesson in separating hype from innovation, demonstrating that even failed ventures can set the stage for long-term growth. Coming in at number 3, the 1973 oil crisis proved how resource control could dictate global economic power. In 1973, OPEC imposed an oil embargo in response to geopolitical events, causing oil prices to quadruple almost overnight. Inflation soared, gas shortages appeared, and economies stalled. This crisis forced governments to reconsider energy dependence and spurred investments in efficiency and alternative energy. It also highlighted the global vulnerability to resource manipulation. The 1973 oil crisis was a turning point, influencing energy policies and international relations for decades. At number 2, the Bretton Woods Agreement reshaped the post-war financial world. As World War II ended, leaders from 44 nations met in Bretton Woods to establish a new financial order. They created the IMF, the World Bank, and pegged the US dollar to gold, giving it status as the global reserve currency. This framework stabilized exchange rates, encouraged international trade, and fueled decades of economic growth. Even after the gold standard ended in the 1970s, Bretton Woods institutions remained central to global finance, proving the enduring power of coordinated international economic planning. And finally, number 1, the Great Depression, the economic collapse that defined a generation. The Great Depression began with the 1929 stock market crash, which triggered widespread bank failures, record unemployment, and a collapse of global trade. Out of this devastation came major reforms. Governments took active roles in managing economies, social safety nets were introduced, and policies like the New Deal redefined capitalism. The Great Depression taught lasting lessons about the importance of regulation, intervention, and economic coordination, influencing policy for generations. Taken together, these 10 events show just how interconnected and resilient the global economy is. Crises sparked innovation, collapses led to reform, and revolutions in trade and technology permanently reshaped the way we live and work. Which of these events do you think had the greatest impact on the world? Comment your thoughts below. We'd love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights into history, finance, and global economic trends. Thanks for watching, and remember, in economics, every boom and bust just writes the next chapter in our global story.